Now that I've gotten this far along, I've had a couple of questions such as, can you change the shapes, and how can I simplify some of these shapes as well? So the first thing is, I want you to notice, take a look on screen. I've tried to use global colors for everything. Even here I have this crazy highlight white on the eye, which really looks odd. If I click on it with the sub-selection tool and I move it away, it still seems like there's something there, but there really isn't. That's a hole. Okay, please look. I'm going to put it back. If I click on this brown shape, I'm going to zoom in with my letter Z as my tapping the letter tool. I can see that this is just like a really weird shape. And if I click on the point of this shape and I want to make this bottom of the eye come dark around like this, then I have some other bad situation that I have to keep bending these points. And this is actually a hole. Even though that doesn't look like a hole, it is a hole. So if I make this highlight here, this fleck on the eye yellow, which is not the color I would really want it, but if I move this point, everywhere it's white, that's a hole in the artwork. So whatever color paper is in the printer would be showing through there. So that might not be a good idea. I'm going to put it back to white again. To fix this, there are a couple of different ways. One, I'm clicking on the brown part of the artwork, and two, going to my friend, the blob brush, making sure that I'm pressing the left bracket key, which lives to the right of the letter P key, to make my brush smaller. You can see it's getting smaller, smaller, smaller. A fast way to do this, if you know you want a very small brush, is to double click the blob brush tool and type a value in here. I'll type 12 and click OK. So now I have a 12-point brush, which is not changing to, and now I'm dragging this and then it's doing it. Okay, so it's too big. Still, I need to make it much smaller. Small, 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 small. Okay, so there's the size I want it to be, and the size it is at is now 2 points. And the color is whatever color of selected artwork that I have, and hypothetically I should be able to click where it's brown already and drag around, and now this should be one form. Because it was already selected, is it? No, it's not one form. Stay with me. You may want it to be one form, in which case, select it with the direct selection tool. Hold the shift key and click if this is what you want. Here I could add this piece and I could add that piece to make this a more simplified shape. It'll make the file smaller. And what would you do now? You could go quickly over to Path, under Object Path, and make this one piece by choosing the choice of, no, I want Pathfinder here. My bad, dead brain cell. Window, Pathfinder. Sorry guys, it's been a long week. And this is the one I want. I want it to turn into one piece here, so that's merge. So that's actually now one drawn shape. In the case, I'm going to talk about that in a slightly different way here, where I have on the cheek here, I didn't want all those details, although it's maybe a little bit less. I should have kept a little more detail, like maybe here I want this sort of puddle. Here's my custom color I made earlier. That's kind of a good color for that spot. You know, or not, but this is a shape, holding the shift key. This is a shape over here. This is a shape. This is a shape. Illustrator art is larger the more shapes you have, and it can be easier to edit shapes, as per Sarah's question, if they are one piece. So here again, I'm going to go merge, and then it didn't look like it actually merged the whole thing, or some weird not merging thing. And then here again, I'm going to go merge again. It is not merging. How about this one? Unite. Nothing's happening. So those two are not really overlapping. There must be a gap there that's so minuscule I can't see. Please keep watching because I'm trying to save you time and frustration. One of the things that you will also notice sometimes if you use too many colors is that you'll see little tiny gaps between the colors. I actually do not see a lot of gaps here. But in light of the question, can I change these shapes? What are some of the things you want to watch out for? Well, as I showed you already, you can redraw the shape. Here I can click on a point. I can move this point. This shape happens to be laying over the other shape, so I'm not getting a lot of fussy kickback here. Again, if I shift select this other shape and this one, I should be able to make these one unite. That looks better. If I click on it again one more time and I choose my friend, this one called the smooth tool, I'm gonna roll or run the smooth tool over this bumpy part here because I don't want it to be bumpy. Now I have a gap. I'm going to zoom in. Here's the gap I'm referring to. That could be a problem. One easy way to fill these gaps, darling, is this. Take the fill and drag it onto the stroke. Now it's got a stroke on it that helps to fill the gap. Number one, reshaping and filling gaps for tracing in Illustrator.